Loki, Loki, Loki. What are we gonna do with you? You know, we keep thinking that you're gone. We're like, yep, he's dead. He's gone now, finally. And then he still comes back, and we're like, how? And why? You know? Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to a very special series that I'm starting on the channel. We have done movie reactions and movie commentaries and movie reviews and TV shows reviews on the channel. But what we haven't done yet is a TV show reaction. And I thought, hey, Loki's dropping on a Wednesday. It's summertime. You guys have been awesome at supporting the channel. So, let's do a Loki reaction. So now I'm here today to say that we're not only doing a Loki review episode by episode, but we're also going to be reacting to every episode every Wednesday. Well, I'm going to be watching on Wednesday. I don't know when the videos will be coming out. But yeah, officially we are going to be watching Loki together. But before we get started, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. That lets me know that you guys want to see more of these videos, and I'd really appreciate that. Also, thank you so much for your support on my very first video of me watching Star Wars for the first time. I just uploaded my full first time reaction to Star Wars A New Hope. You know, some potentially mixed views towards my reaction, but we're starting a long journey of Star Wars. So if you're a Star Wars fan, go check that video out, and yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Listen, I don't really have much to say about this show because I don't want to keep you guys waiting, but what I will say is that I watched like 2 trailers. There's 2 trailer reactions on the channel. You can check that out. I kind of make my predictions about some things potentially in that video. All I know about this show is that this Loki is from the 2012 version, the one that stole the Tesseract in the middle of Endgame. And yeah, the TVA is going to be involved. Some kind of time travel is going to be involved. Owen Wilson's going to be involved. And I'm just super excited. The trailers look really good. Disney Plus has been killing it with their Marvel shows, and Loki's just another thing to go. I'm not like a huge fan of Loki, I would say. He never really... I know Loki has a really big fan base. But personally for me, the Thor trilogy is the worst one, even though Thor Ragnarok is like really good. His trilogy is not that great. And I never looked at Loki like, wow, Loki, he's so cool. Loki was just one of those characters that I'm like, yeah, he's cool. And I like his wild card side of it. Will he be good? Will he be bad? Like, he kind of wants to do the good thing, but he just can't help himself but make mischief happen because he is the god of mischief. So that's what I like about Loki and his character. You never know where he's going to go. And Tom Hiddleston is great as this character. And I'm happy he's going to be coming back. And time travel, potentially linking into Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange is going to deal with some stuff. There's a lot of ways this show can go. But with all of that being said, let's launch our first TV show reaction to Loki Episode 1, Glorious Purpose. Take it away. Looks like we're picking up right at the middle of Endgame. Marvel intro. No, I'm not skipping the intro. Disney Plus. Never. Dope. I like the golden and the green. There he is, coming out like a shooting star. I love how he felt the need to get onto that rock, to get just above them a little bit. Feel the power.
It's been a very long day. And I think I've had my fill of idiots in armored suits telling me what to do, so...
Get smacked! Put him in his place.
You're now moving at 1/16 speed.
That is dope. Yeah, I forgot that this Loki is the 2012 one, right? So, for him, this day so far has been him losing the whole Battle of New York, and now this. It is a long day. Oh, Loki, come on, where you going? TVA's got some cool-ass gadgets. I'm super excited for this. Okay, Tom Hiddleston's ripped. Get in there. Worked out for that scene right there. Did some push-ups just before they filmed that, definitely. I think a lot of people have made this comparison before in the trailers. When watching the trailers, the TVA does give off this...
You signed to verify this is everything you've ever said.
Does give off this time console plays from the Umbrella Academy. There's a lot of similarities there, let's be honest.
Robot, I didn't know.
The machine would melt you from the inside out. Please move along.
TVA is giving off real DMV vibes. Ugh, I hate going to the DMV. Alright, here's the exposition scene.
So let's not waste another minute. For supremacy nearly resulted in the total destruction of, well,
She said multiverse.
But they're bringing peace
Who are
by
these guys?
reorganizing the multiverse into a single timeline. Times people like you veer off the path the timekeepers created. We call those variants. Created a Nexus event, which left unchecked could branch off into madness.
So, I mean, Loki's like a very unique thing, I guess, right? Because the Avengers, the things that the Avengers did time traveling pulled him out of 2012. But, like, what about like me? Like, if I'm, like, late to, like, school or something, is that me veering off the timeline? Does the TVA come and get a regular person who's, like, late for work? Oh, okay, so the TVA is not messing about. Give him the ticket.
Positioning of the bodies indicates I didn't know what the hell hit him.
Is this a murder mystery? This is going to be so fascinating, finding out how the TVA works and every detail of them.
Loki is charged with sequence violation 72089.
That's right, he's not an Oda-son. He was born a frost giant, right?
They did was supposed to happen. You escaping
Oh.
was not. I'm sorry, but they're quite busy.
Ooh, now bears the question of, will we ever see the timekeepers in this season?
Of this.
I think I might.
Owen Wilson to the
Have
rescue.
an idea of what he's capable of. Okay, I'm just chasing a hunch. I feel like I'm always looking up to you. I like it. It's appropriate.
Wow. Wow. That's so dope.
The idea that your little club decides the fate of trillions of people across all of existence at the behest of 3 space lizards. Yes, it's funny.
Variants. You're just a little pussycat.
Oh shit, he called you a pussy, Loki? Oh.
I guess I'm wondering, why does someone with so much range just want to rule?
Are they gonna unlock his full potential in this show?
There's a fork in every road, yet the wrong path always taken.
So he wants to control people and tell them where to go, what path to take. The visual effects, like usual, look stunning. Stunning so far. But it is Disney Plus, so.
It's funny, for someone born to rule, you sure do lose a lot.
Oh man. He's just roasting him right now. Phil! Phil is back! Oh, good to see him. This is like a therapy session for him.
Let's talk about yours.
Their dynamic together is going to be so great throughout the season. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
What can I say? I'm a mischievous scamp.
Look at that nose.
BD Cooper. Or DB Cooper. Which one is it?
I have a bomb.
Somebody in the comments of my trailer reaction told me a story about BD Cooper or DB Cooper. I forgot his name. It's this guy who takes the money and he disappeared off a plane. And nobody ever found him. So I guess Marvel's saying that Loki was him. Lost a lot of money there, but DB Cooper. This was great because the original description of this show when they first announced it at D23 or whatever many years ago, it was that this show is going to focus on Loki influencing... Is that this show is going to focus on Loki and how he influenced some parts of history throughout time. So there you go. There's one. He was DB Cooper in the MCU.
I want you to be honest about why you do what you do.
Life.
This is a therapy session. They're having a therapy session.
I am owed, and when I do, it'll be because I did it, not because it was supposed to happen.
Right, so Loki always wants to be in control. That's his whole thing, and he feels insulted by the fact that the TVA is saying... Because he feels insulted that the TVA is basically saying, oh, we let you do this, this was supposed to happen. But he's saying, no, like, I worked for this, you didn't influence anything, you know?
Or you might want to take the stairs to the left.
But instead, you send them...
Oh, wow, you know what's crazy? I don't like Thor the Dark World. You can check out my MCU ranking. I completely forgot what exactly happened in that movie. So Loki led to his mom's death? He led the Dark Elves there? Oh, shit. Wow.
Kill you.
What, like you did your mother?
Oh, shit. Okay.
You weren't born to be king, Loki. You were born to cause pain and suffering and death. Also that others can achieve their best versions of themselves.
Oh, that is heartbreaking. He basically told him the only reason your whole life existed is so, first of all, the Avengers could happen. You were supposed to lose to the Avengers. You were basically supposed to be a loser your whole life. You're supposed to kill people, bring them pain, and then make the Avengers come together. That was your path. But he thinks his whole path is that he was supposed to rule. Oh, imagine somebody telling you that.
Casey.
Hey, Casey.
Give me the Tesseract or I'll gut you like a fish, Casey.
What's a fish?
What? Infinity Stones?
Huh?
A lot of those. Yeah, some of the guys use them as paperweights.
Oh my god, paperweights? They're nothing? Is that Marvel basically telling us we're done with Infinity Stones, we're moving on? Loki so far basically in this episode is having like an existential crisis that the universe is so much bigger than him and that there's so much bigger things going on that he ever thought about.
Is this the greatest power in the universe?
Realizing the Infinity Stones mean nothing, him being king means nothing.
I love you, my sons.
Oh, now the dad also. Oh, Tom Hiddleston is so good in this role. I wonder what the end is going to tell him. Is it going to tell him, like, that's it? Time's done? There's no more. You can't skip forward. Yeah, that's you gone. And the file.
It. Stop it.
He's feeling power, control, you know?
The cruel, elaborate trick conjured by the weak to inspire fear.
But maybe I can offer you something better.
A second chance.
Why me?
The variant we're hunting is
You.
you.
I beg your pardon?
Huh? You are all dead. If, you know, it turns out to be true, you're all dead. Oh no, the oil. That's what the oil was for. Oh boy. It's not Loki. It's not Loki. Just because they didn't show us the face in the reveal, it's not Loki. So that was great. Out of the 3 Disney Plus shows, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki, I think Loki has the best premiere. The best episode 1 so far. This was fantastic. I loved it. And I love it because the writing is so freaking amazing. The dialogue is so sharp. The conversations between Loki and Mobius are so, like, intellectual and really make you think about, like, it made me think about, like, my own existence in the universe for some reason. For 2 reasons. The reason that I love this episode is, first of all, we see Loki. This is a 2012 version of Loki, right? So he hasn't gone through the character development that he's gone through in the MCU all the way to Infinity War where he died. This is a different Loki. So he's walking into this with, like, a different mindset. But in this 50-minute episode, he goes through so much character development, through so much new character development. It is insane, and I love the way this episode is written. There's not much action in it. It's all just dialogue. Majority of this episode is Mobius and Loki talking in that room. They have, like, a therapy session. And Mobius is, like, poking him. He's like, why do you do what you do? Let me understand you. Why? And then at the end of the episode, Loki opens up. He even calls himself weak. He has a lot of character development in this episode. In the beginning of the episode, he wants to feel power. He's telling everybody, I'm a god. I don't need to plead. I have all this power. And by the end of the episode, he calls himself weak. You know how awesome that is? How great that character development was done? How he just breaks down and he's like, by the weak to, you know, make fear happen. That's kind of what I do. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. But besides that, my favorite thing about Loki's character development in this episode is that he realizes the universe is so much bigger than him. I mean, if you're Loki, right, and you're sitting in that room and somebody's, like, showing you your life, and you're sitting there, you're all smug, and you're like, I'm destined for glorious purpose. I'm destined to be king. And the TV is like, no, you're not. We know what your destiny is. We set your destiny, and you're not meant to be king. You exist to lose, to kill people, and so that others can beat you so they could reach their full potential. You're not a winner. You will never be a winner. And it is absolutely heartbreaking to watch him watch that final tape at the end. First of all, Tom Hiddleston, great acting. I already talked about this. He's great in this role. And I love the emotions that he brings to Loki in this episode. Because like I said in the beginning, I'm not a big Loki fan, but throughout this episode, I'm sitting here sympathizing with him. I'm thinking, damn, like that kind of sucks, man. I'm sorry that you had to go through this. And Mobius is sitting there and like pretty much beating down on him and telling him, yeah, you're nothing in this universe. For somebody who's born to win, you say, you sure do lose a lot. And as he's watching that final tape and he's reaching the end of his reel, the end of his life, and he kind of has that look like, wow, that's it? I just go out to Thanos? I never become king? I never achieve any greatness really? My whole life is to lose. Maybe have some winning in like Thor Ragnarok a little bit with Thor, and then just die to Thanos. And at the end, there was a very powerful but like somewhat of a funny message with end of file. Like that's it. That's your life. You thought you were special, but you are not. And I think we have to talk about the TVA. First of all, the TVA looks great. I love their mix of futuristic and analog technology. Really reminds me of like the Time Consulate in the Umbrella Academy. Has a lot of similarities to that, but it's like way different looking. But the concept is like somewhat similar. You know what I mean? I think it's very similar. So their whole thing is that the three timekeepers pretty much determine everybody's path. And if you veer off your path, you're going to go to the TVA, and the TVA will pretty much reset you. But even through that, Loki brings up a lot of great counterpoints to the TVA. Mobius is kind of cocky himself in this episode. Loki's like, what, you determine everybody's path? And Mobius is like, yeah. And he's like, wait, what about like free will? What about the fact that like you're doing things because you want to do things, not because somebody set things up for you? And that makes me think that this season cannot end with the TVA potentially still existing intact. I think at the end of the day, we will realize that the TVA is the bad guys of this. Like, they're in control. They're making everybody's path. And Loki's bringing up this great point of like, well, he's not really saying this, but he's kind of saying this through the great writing. How do you decide what path somebody goes? Like, people are supposed to make their own choices. You don't decide things. And I think at the end of this season, by episode 6, I think, the big lesson that we will learn is that free will be a thing. Or is that something that the TVA will learn? That they can be in control of everybody's lives. I think at the end of the season, Loki will, like he said, burn down the TVA. Because, like, I don't know. I don't think, like, they will introduce the TVA and be like, oh yeah, these things are happening because they're supposed to happen. Like, the Avengers are supposed to win at the end of their movie. So they will win. And I don't see how them being intact and moving forward will, like, make us fans look at movies potentially a little bit differently. You know, we know that the TVA exists, and like that the TVA has set that the Avengers will win every battle or something. So I think just to shake things up, the TVA will collapse. And I don't know if this will actually happen, but just like WandaVision, Loki will play a big factor in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. The Miss Minute, in her video, it was a great video explaining everything. Very simple, very nice, lays out the grounds. I like it a lot. But she explains that, like, at a certain point, all the different multiverses start overlapping and everything, and it leads to madness and destruction. Key words there were multiverse, and then later it was madness. Combine them together, you have Doctor Strange 2. So, potentially at the end of the season, we will reach that point. I mean, people have been trying to avoid this red line in this episode. They've been talking about that they don't want the timeline to reach this red line. But come on, we all know that at a certain point, it will reach the red line, and it will not be pretty. Alright, so I think just like everybody on the internet has already predicted, we all know that at the end there, it's not actually Loki, it's not Tom Hiddleston, it's Lady Loki. I'm on the internet, and throughout the show being filmed and all of that, somebody posted like set photos on like Instagram or something, and I saw them. And plus, there's an actress who has been to all the premieres, and people are like, yeah, she's Lady Loki. It's definitely a misdirect. Like, the TVA is going to be like, oh, this Loki's bad. But then, like, Loki's actually going to meet her and, like, talk to her, and he's going to realize that she's escaping and she's like destroying the TVA because the TVA is bad. Like, that's definitely probably what's gonna happen, right? And I think what's a really cool concept is that potentially at the end of the season or through the season, we meet all these different Lokis from different universes and different timelines. And I'm really hoping that at the end, in the final, he just has to fight a bunch of Lokis from like different timelines. I mean, how cool would that be? I think that would be so dope. And I think that's where we're heading. I think Lady Loki isn't going to be the only different version of Loki that we're going to meet. So yeah, in general, I thought this episode was a really great and strong opening for Loki. Sharp writing, great acting. Owen Wilson is fantastic. I like him as the addition to the MCU. The music's great. The sets designs are great. Although, you know, I don't know how much of this is actually real sets or green screen. Potentially a lot of it is green screen. The TVA looks dope. I like the things that they're setting up with the TVA, like the technology that they have, the weapons that they can use, how they look. It's just all dope. I like the fact that Infinity Stones are nothing to them. Like in my reaction, I said, this is potentially Kevin Feige telling all of us, we're done with that stage of Marvel. We're moving on from Infinity Stones. Infinity Stones are paperweights now, basically. Yeah, very strong opening for Loki. I really enjoyed this episode. Can't wait for episode 2, and I really hope it keeps going in that pace. Fantastic character development for Loki in this episode. That is my key takeaway from this episode. Just great character development for Loki, him realizing that he is just a small piece of this big universe. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to episode 1 of Loki. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see me continue this series. And in the comments, tell me, what did you think about Loki episode 1? And where do you think the show will go? Check out some of my other videos. Star Wars fans, you know what to do. And I'll see you guys in the next Loki reaction. Peace.